please have the students call home. Have a great day and a safe spring recess.
Thank you. Okay, we have lots to do today, so Haley, you said you gotta do some NHS stuff?
Yeah, and I gotta leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's have Haley go first.
Go, Haley.
No, we might show.
Okay?
So you stand, yeah, you stand with him. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, we'll have the, are you calling that a guitar or a ukulele? It's a ukulele, okay? So let's see, so there's only 2 out of the 5 here because everybody else is on a trip, correct? Okay, so here, no, we actually, did we check your A yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, we checked the A yesterday. So here, where's the malice for this? Oh, there it is. Okay? Okay, so A is what we're looking for here.
It's an octave lower.
Octave lower, okay, so. Okay, so we recorded this yesterday, and we checked that yesterday, and so it was good. Okay. And so, right? How is music related to mathematics? Don't know. Okay.
Sound waves.
Sound waves. That's good.
Yes.
And so during so what kind of issues did you have during the construction?
The hole. Yeah, that.
The hole was difficult, right?
Yeah. And like making sure all these sides are finished,
Okay.
which they're
Okay.
not.
And then how many times did you have to like go through the engineering design process? Quite a few.
Not
Yeah.
like a, I don't know. It's like kind of
Yeah.
yeah, but we already thought. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing really serious.
Okay. Now, how does that produce sound?
When you hit the string,
Uh-huh.
it goes into this.
What goes in with it?
Tension. The sound.
And what's the purpose of the box?
Vibration. To hold the sound.
Hold the sound. Well, the hell did we do? Oh, well, here, maybe.
Yeah, he knows what the
Right?
answer is, because we
Okay.
didn't know we were getting questions.
It's just like singing.
Okay. And let's see. Are you in any way able to play Mary Had a Little Lamb on that?
No.
Well, are you able to print it?
No, because we didn't draw the frets yet.
But could you maybe play it by ear?
I'm not going to.
Oh,
We're on camera.
could I try?
Go ahead.
What we were waiting for, Mr.
I didn't practice. Okay.
Beautiful.
So why does a guitar have multiple strings?
We get different sounds.
Because the thickness of the strings are.
Well, now we didn't really talk about all that much, but
Because you get higher the sound, you go, it like goes from high
it
to
makes
low.
it easier, because once you go like that, it's a thick string, right? Right? Any other reason for having more than one string?
That's better.
Chords.
Yeah, see, we didn't talk about chords, we've all been dealing with like single notes, but if you put 3 notes together in
Music.
Harmony.
harmony, right, then it sounds much more aesthetically pleasing. All right? Okay, want to go next?
Sure.
Okay, any applause on that? Applause on that. Okay, sounds good. Okay, next, the pan flute group.
Hey.
The pan flute group. Okay? So describe the construction.
Well, we cut some pipe up and,
Just at random lengths?
no,
No,
we started, yes, we looked on the internet
Ah.
to see what lengths to make them, to coordinate with what pitches they would make.
And why are you wearing sunglasses, right? Just to look
Well, these are
cool?
prescription.
Oh, for your, okay, for the performance.
No, these are prescription, my glasses
Okay,
are.
okay, I have prescription sunglasses too, I actually have 3 pairs. Okay.
Anyways,
So, okay, so what is the relationship between the length of the longest pipe and the shortest pipe?
well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
So this is a low C and this is a high C.
Okay,
So this
and
is
what's,
1 octave.
yeah, and so what's the relationship between the octave theoretically? It's on the pretest, it's gonna be on the post-test.
So this is half the length of this one.
That is correct, it's half the length. And who established all those ratios for those notes that you got out there? Where did they come from?
Google.
Pythagoras.
You Google it.
Yeah, Pythagoras.
Pythagoras.
Yeah, oh, it was Pythagoras. Okay, let's see, have we tested your A?
Yes, we have actually.
Okay, we tested the A, we tested the A, right? Do you remember how many seconds it took for one wavelength of A?
0.002.
0, 0, 0.
Yeah, specifically, when we did the calculation, it was 0.0025 of a second, right? Was it very difficult to match that? Okay, I think when I analyzed yours, it was what, 0.0020, right?
Yeah.
So is that close enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, for what we, I think it's close enough, right? Okay, so let's see, are you able to then perform Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Uh-huh.
Are you looking at?
Ready?
Seriously?
It's not the best sound.
That's okay.
Oh, wait, wait, hold on, wait. What about these?
Yay!
Yeah.
Very good, very good, very good. Okay. Any other questions from the class? Did they choose an achievable instrument?
Yes.
Yeah. See, what I was thinking about in this test, is some people like to bite off more than they can chew. Yeah. What do you do when you bite off more than you can chew?
Your mouth
You
is
chew
like.
like hell.
You choke.
You just keep chewing, right?
Oh.
I thought they did a really good job.
I sometimes
Did you help out any other
It's
groups?
like a big piece of steak.
Oh, okay. Any questions? All
No.
right, thank you.
I'll go.
Okay, next.
We'll go after her.
This is my whole purpose.
Okay, so Larkin, you're all by yourself, right?
Pretty much.
So let's see.
I mean, it's not kind of.
Yeah. So now let's see, Miss Larkin, right? Was that your first attempt?
No.
Ah,
Tried to make the
please,
first.
please describe.
Yeah, at first we tried to make like a giant flute, and it was like huge.
Do we still have that somewhere?
And it was just too big,
Okay,
so
I'll
it wasn't making any
No?
sounds at
Did-
all.
Is it on the
You
ground?
still have, where is it?
Nope, I don't know where it is.
No,
Is that thing right there?
no, it's not that big one. It's around here somewhere. I gotta, that's my job this afternoon to clean up. Okay, so then, you made a big one.
Well, I
What's
made
the
a big one,
problem?
and it didn't make any sounds because it was too big. There was
Oh, wait, did it make sound once?
No. Well, when we. Oh, okay. Well, the problem was that we just weren't getting enough air in because there was so much space. So then we took a big, like an air compressor, like a thing, and it made a sound. But I mean, the instrument itself, the thing that we used, already had a sound itself. But then if we like put down some holes, it changed the pitch. So I mean, it would have worked if we had like a giant play it. So then I was just like, all right, well, let's make a new flute and it's gonna be
So it
tiny.
says you didn't, abandoned the big one, but
Yeah.
then you went back through it.
Yeah, I went back through the process
Uh-huh.
and made it smaller, easier,
Uh-huh.
can produce sound.
Now, are you able to play Mary Had a Little Lamb?
I am.
Oh, you practice?
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm not a music teacher.
Yeah.
Okay? Show me what you got.
Okay.
Yay! 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 And how did you determine where to drill those holes?
Well, I looked online.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, I didn't look online. You handed me a piece of paper that had the
Yeah,
directions.
why did I hand you a piece of paper? You were kind of by yourself.
Yeah, I was all by
Yeah.
myself, so. It was-
I wonder. You know, what I'm saying is your first effort was admirable. It was fine, right? But then you know, if you ever go to a church and you see the big church organs, right? How do they get the air moving through those huge pipes?
They have things.
Yes, it's a whole system.
whole
And
system.
has anybody ever been on like a pump organ? The old
Yes.
style, we actually had to have like a bellows. A bellows
Yeah,
pushes
bellows.
air. Yeah, so that, you know, theoretically what you did with the big pipe would work.
Yeah,
but
if I had it.
one person,
Yeah.
there's a reason that a pan flute, a flute is small like that. What's the reason for the cork in here?
So it can force the sound to come out of just one. It pushes it just to go.
And just one more question.
Yeah.
Why is that hole right there?
Oh, what was right there?
What fraction?
Oh, probably because it's about halfway,
Yeah. Why is it at half?
so you can have
What's
the
the-
octave.
Yes. Yeah. And we tested that yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we tested that yesterday.
And it was 0.003, which is close.
So the idea is about, you know, let me just, you know, pick on you, Drew, just
Okay.
because we're mentioning it, right? And so this is that program. Now this program, if you guys are interested in this, right, this program is free off the internet. It's called Audacity. Is it gonna crash on me again? Well, yeah. Oh, this is what happened. Didn't this happen in the other classroom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You clicked it too many times.
I just clicked it once, I promise.
He promises.
I promise. I'm just gonna go ahead and restart, and I'll bring that up later. Okay, any questions? Okay? Okay, next.
We're going. Do we have to go again?
Oh, no, it's the final presentation. I was just testing to make sure that you were fine.
Wait, what is this for?
Oh, that's just to let you know the kind of questions I would ask you.
The thing I just did up there?
Yeah.
You handed it to me now.
I know, so you could see it, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so now this is the heart group. Correct?
Yes.
All right. So heart group. Why did you decide to choose to make a heart?
We don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so you just, did you do some internet research and just, that seemed to be
Yeah.
straightforward? Okay. Now, how did you come up with that design, that trapezoid-like design that you have there? Yes, so that shape kind of already.
We already had the shape, so we just have to cut
Yeah.
the middle out.
Yeah. So one of the ideas about this, right, is recycling. And it's in other words, you saw that piece of wood there, and you said, Let's make on. Okay, sounds good, right? Now, did you have any assistance?
Whoever cut the wood.
Oh, yeah, well, all they did was cut the hole for you, right?
Well, that's how
Yeah.
we did the rest of our own.
Yeah, exactly. And so now, the idea about that is, have you played an A yet? Have you played an A? Let's see if we can find your A here. Now that my computer has restarted. All right. Now, did you, oh. That sounded really good. Right? Now, this is one thing that happens, right? There's theory and there's practice. Where's your octave? You got an octave there at all? Or is it just the middle one? Okay, you got that. Yeah, but no, that's fine. So you've got 8 notes there, right?
Yeah.
Now, is this string? Yeah, okay.
Can't hear them.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can hear them. I can hear them. Oh, no, I can hear them. Yeah. Now, the idea is, when we're talking about those ratios, like the octave has to be, the boom, boom, and then it's half. Is that dead set in stone?
Each one of ours is, 2.5 inches apart.
Okay. So what other factors can you use to change the pitch of a note?
Tune it
Okay, tune it. How do you tune it?
with those little.
Yeah. In other words, it's not only, the length of the string, but it's also
How tight
how tight it is. Well, any other factor besides that?
the glue ball,
Okay.
so it's not touching the
Okay. Let's see. You got the length of the string. You've got the tension. Any other factor?
And then our little box thing.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was a good idea. You guys worked hard on that one to get that. Show the class the back of it, right? What was the difficulty you had with that?
And those little nail things, because they kept bending. And then we had to make holes in the bottom, so it's like, our string, the bottom of our string was staying.
Yeah, you know that if you ever have to replace a string. I'm just trying to get, so it's the length of the string, right? It's the tension, and there's one other factor. Exactly, the thickness of the string. So this was you guys yesterday, right? Okay, watch your ears. Oh, wait a second. How come I wasn't getting any sound? Oh, because I turned the, okay. Yeah. It helps if you have like the PA on, right? Yeah, and so now if you take a look at this, can we kind of see where the wave is? From there, it comes down and then up again to there. And so this is going to be our post test now. What do these numbers up here represent? Yeah, it's time, right? And so that is 8.1745, that is 10,000th of a second. So that's going from 7:45 to 7:55. So that much time is about that 0.0020. Mary had a little lamb.
We recorded it.
I want to hear it.
We recorded it.
No, you're getting videotaped right now. Wait a second, what are your majors, honey? Yeah, dance and vocal music, right? Go ahead, show us what you got.
Let me go get my.
Start on your A. Well, it doesn't sound the way it sounded yesterday.
No, there's. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yay! All right. I mean, if you leave an instrument sitting right there, will it go out of tune?
Yeah.
Yeah. The weather changes. Things start untensioning. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, got it. Okay, who we got? Who we got? What? Oh, the xylophone group. The xylophone group. All right.
I don't know how we, can we sit down?
Yeah, you can sit down, that's fine. Okay, so was this your first choice?
No.
No, what happened?
We were gonna make a drum, but you can't do like octaves with drum. We have to make multiple.
Unless they're on two.
Yeah, you know, yeah, as a drummer, right? As a drummer, you essentially tune a drum to itself. Now, there is a type of drum that's called an octavon. Anybody seen an octavon before? No.
Yep.
The one with all the
Yeah,
different groups.
it's like 8 tubes, and they're little tiny drum heads, and you can tune that to a scale. And so, is it possible for to have one drum and retune it? I heard it.
Timpani?
Yeah, timpani. Timpani's got a pedal on it, and I used to play timpani, and you can tension the drum head. Yeah, I used to love playing timpani. I was talking about that. You know, graduation, right? I used to love playing Pomp and Circumstance. Right. But see, I'm a drummer. I don't consider that a melodic instrument. Right? Okay. So it wasn't your first choice, because you would have had to make 8 drums. And so how did you decide to do this?
You gave us a book.
Ah, and I gave you some resources, right, to try to I'm just leading you in the right direction, okay? And so how did you determine all the links? Yeah, the book, but now see, now you remember the video we saw? Where the guy that was the boatwright was making xylophones, right? The one thing that always struck me about that video was, yeah, he had 3 different pieces of wood, 3 different materials, all the same length and thickness, and then he hit all 3 of them, and it was different sounds, right? So I tried to lead you guys in the right direction, and I went and picked one type of wood that he had from Home Depot. You guys looked at the book and came up with one. Now, how does it sound?
It sounds okay. We wanted it to look nice, so we put paint on it,
Okay.
which wasn't.
Yeah. Now, what were some of the difficulties that you had?
Didn't understand.
Okay. Specifically, how were the parts of the xylophone suspended?
With a rubber band?
Yeah.
We had them going through the rubber band just like that.
And then what happened when you were messing with them sitting on the rubber band?
Oh yeah, they would slide down so we put tape on it to hold it up.
Yeah. And then when you painted them, now you guys painted them, right? Did that affect the sound?
Yes.
Yeah. And we tested your A already?
Yes, I don't remember which one it was.
Okay. Well, go ahead, see. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Yeah. I'm not a musician. Some people have like perfect pitch. That's not me. Right? That's not me. Okay, so can you perform Mary Had a Little Lamb? Take it away.
I think so.
Not bad. Yeah, so how can we improve the sound? What can we do to improve the sound?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Any ideas how we could improve the sound? Yeah.
If you bark underneath,
Yeah.
it would
yeah,
have
take-
more
I thought that was-
resonant sound.
I thought that was so interesting, because when you make a xylophone, if you shorten the length of it, the note gets, if you shorten the length of it, the note gets higher. But then if you shave the bottom of it, like you take a look at the glockenspiel, if you shave the bottom of it, the note gets, it's a glockenspiel. That's a glockenspiel. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? No questions? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, now we have specifically, I believe it's called a what? It's called a
Thumb piano.
thumb piano.
Thumb harp.
Thumb guitar, I've heard it called, you know, different names, right?
Where's the specific?
What's that? Oh, that's just to let you know the kind of things I may be asking you, right? Okay, so how did you determine to make a thumb piano?
Thumb piano.
So Maya suggested it, okay? Did you have any examples to go by?
Yes.
Ah, yeah. Okay. This has been kind of floating around for a couple of weeks.
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. This has been floating around for a couple of weeks now, right? I bought that at my
Like a
church.
coconut.
Yeah, I think it's a coconut shell and what have you. So I see that you have two thumb pianos.
Well, our first one looked worse, but then like yesterday,
Yeah, our first one, we had like regular sized bobby pins, we used bobby pins to do this.
Okay, so you use bobby pins.
it was like
Curly one.
Okay. And so the first time you did it with the box, what happened?
Well, the bobby pins kept on like sliding out and they were like crossing each other and not making anything.
And so what can you owe that, how should we say, design flaw to?
Well, the bobby pins were just like way too small and like flimsy,
And how are you attaching them?
stapling them.
Stapling them?
Which worked with this, but
Ah.
it's because how thin this wood was.
Yeah, see? Okay, and so now you had to kind of you abandoned the first one, right? And then you went with a simpler design on the second one. Now, how's that one working?
good.
I think that one's working really good. Right now, we haven't actually recorded that one, have we?
No.
No, we haven't. So let's go ahead. Okay. So now let me go ahead and I'll shut that one down. Uh-oh. I don't want any new Windows updates.
I like that.
Wait, what happened to my Audacity program? Let's start it up here. Okay, so you know which of your notes isn't. Now, how did you guys tune that? Here, show that.
Well, we used the glockenspiel and went note by note, and then always like pushed them up higher, and like the higher it is, the higher the note is. So
Yeah. And at first we were planning on cutting it to change. But we found it a lot easier just to like slide them back and forth.
which was suggested by you.
Okay. And where did I get that idea from?
Maybe that.
Experience.
Well, that one kind of has the same idea, but we didn't know like where to place them. But
Okay.
afterwards we figured out we could just slide it, which we didn't realize
Oh, okay.
until we.
Yeah, see, if you actually take a look at where I got my idea from, if you take a look at that thumb piano that I have, right? That's one of the methods that they use to tune that.
Just my rehearsal.
Okay, so we're gonna need silence in the studio here. Okay, so who's gonna step over to the microphone here? Okay? Okay, thumb piano. Okay, sounds good, right? Is there some way we could get a better volume?
Making another thought.
Yeah.
Well, see
Maybe.
this thing, you don't have what this thing's got going on.
Yeah, well, is there some similarity between the design? Well, here, let me turn this back on again. Let's see how they are.
There's some similarity between.
Okay, let's now zoom in on that. All right. Can we see a wave? Yeah, I see a wave. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Now let me go ahead and amplify this. There I am. Yeah, let's hear it. Okay. Wait a second, let me amplify that a little bit more.
Sounded good.
All right. It's not quite working for me here. I know it's exciting. This is what happens. This is what happens in the studio. Okay. Let's see. That looks like it's from 0.250 to 0.2. Oh, that's a 6 there, right? So we got 0.20. I just put 260 to 290. 260 to 290. 0.00. 0.00. 0.00. 0.00.
Yeah.
30. All right, so kind of close, right? Let me go ahead and save this while I'm thinking.
It's not good.
And how about Mary Had a Little Lamb?
How's mine here?
Good. 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 Thank you very much. All right. Okay, 2 groups left. 2 groups left. Asia, you and I were working this morning, right? Okay.
He's doing nothing.
So where's the rest of your group? The rest of your group is on trips, right? And so how long did it take? Group, could I have that rubric sheet? The one that I gave you at the bottom. Okay, so what has your group decided to make?
That was awful.
We decided to make a banjo.
Banjo. How many people do you have in your group?
Just wait, all right, actually,
Just very hard.
3 people in the group, right?
We usually do.
And so
Signs.
hold on, right?
Yes.
We're respectful when for people are performing, correct? All right. So, Asia, is this your first design?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not the last.
It's not the last, yeah. So
Oh,
you know,
great.
is it easier working in a group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to be done and you can't do things by yourself when you're doing it.
Yeah. So that's one of the things, if you remember that engineering design process, right? It was that circle. What's in the middle of the circle?
Communicate.
Communicate, yes. And if there's only one person there, they're talking to themselves.
I talk to myself the entire way through.
Yeah, well, you do that a lot even without doing a project, right? Okay. So, can you give us a note?
Just a note
Just a note.
that you'll be able to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. So what kind of problems did you encounter?
Nylon strings are not the best idea.
Yes, and that's something that your teacher learned, right? I thought that nylon strings would be easier to work with than metal strings, which is not true. What's the problem with nylon strings?
What are
It's
nylon
really hard to, like, they're kind of plastic strings instead of wire.
Yeah, here, anybody play guitar? I know some chords, right?
I'm like the only one.
Yeah, I know some chords, right? I'm primarily a drummer,
I once saw a person.
but girls like guitar players, so I learned to play guitar. Anyways,
I once
now I'm married, so it doesn't matter,
I once touched it.
right? So, most guitars have what kind of strings?
Metal.
Metal, why?
Sounds better.
But also,
hurt your
there,
fingers
but also,
a lot.
but also there are definite shapes. They don't
It's
Sounds
good as
better.
wood.
And if it's an electric guitar, how does an electric guitar work? I brought mine in, but I don't have it here.
Metal electrified.
Yeah, there's essentially a magnet that they run a current through, and then the string is metal. And if you run, so Skylar, if you run an electrical current through a magnet, it produces a magnetic field. And then when the metal vibrates through the magnetic field, it changes the magnetic field, and that's what gets sent to the amplifier, right? Where do you use nylon strings?
I don't know. Banjo?
Classical guitar. Yeah. Some people said that metal strings hurt, right? Classical guitar, there's a lot of movement, so they use nylon strings. So, classical guitars like flamenco guitar, right? You can always use metal strings, but you can't use nylon strings on electric guitar. It just won't work. It just won't work.
The construction part was
Yeah.
by far the easiest until you got to the tuning.
Yeah,
You look
Especially
more like a
since your
leaf.
wood kind of like
yeah.
splits. If it's like
Yeah, so your math teacher picked up a bunch of supplies, right? And what mistake did your math teacher make?
you didn't buy the right size bolts.
Yeah, I decided to go bigger with the eyelets, but it causes problems, right?
Yeah.
It causes problems on small instruments. So small instruments need smaller eyelets. All right? And then we're gonna make some modifications, you know, if you get time between work and what have you, right? And your classmates come back from their vacations, right?
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is peel this back and add a piece of wood so that when I put my strings actually on, they don't slip out like with the glue that I used prior to
Yeah.
this.
And so what's that plastic piece right there?
This
Yeah.
this drum pen.
Yeah, an old drum head, right? I gave all my old drum heads to, you know, months ago downstairs, right? And so the string, and so what's happening when you're tightening that, it's pulling up on the drum head, okay. So we'll make some revisions, okay. Thank you, thank you. All
I
right.
have a question.
Oh, question, yes.
Like, that's a tin ring, right?
Yeah.
What about the holes on the side? Doesn't that affect the sound?
Oh, it actually, you need to have, you know, most guitars have that sound hole.
Yeah, they're
To
usually
let
on
the
the
sound
top, but
right.
if you had this on the bottom, then
Okay. Okay, and last but not least, right? Rachel, how you doing? Okay. So why don't you, yeah, so, Rachel, right? You got this. Was this difficult?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. These guys decided to do this, to make a violin. And,
And then my group left me and I was left.
well, okay, here, so. I knew the enormity of the task when you guys decided to do that. To just let you go, right? Okay, so what kind of assistance did you guys have making this?
Okay, well, we had some of the tech people cut we traced the outline of an actual violin, and then we had one of the tech people cut it out. And then we had to use a router to hollow the inside of it out. And, well, Mr. Irvin did that. And then I used a saw and cut out the F-holes. And then we had to get the necks cut out. And then I had to drill holes for this, and then use a lot of wood glue to put everything together.
Yeah. So when the Mr. Irvin
Right.
was how should we say, invaluable resource. How many people were helped up by Mr. Irvin at some time? Okay, he was all over the place. And then he's handy with tools. And then, boy, if we're gonna do this violin right, it would be nice to have a router table. So I'm going into my workshop. You know, I have lots of stuff, and so I have to like carry my router table in. And Mr. Irvin was routing out the inside, right? And so, was it a lot of work?
Yes.
And where'd that wood come from? Yeah, where did I get it?
A tree. A cabinet, or a cabinet, or
Yeah.
a door.
Yeah, I go to yard sales, I go to flea markets. And it was maybe 10 years ago, I bought this cabinet and it was not in good shape, right? You know, cheap construction is the back of it you don't care about, the front of it you want it to look nice. And I think I bought it for $20. It was from like the 1930s or the 1940s. And so these guys want to make this violin, and I look at one of those doors, and it's like, that's a really good wood. It would make a good base for a violin. And so I just took the door off and brought it in.
Yay.
Recycling. Recycling, okay?
Okay, well, I don't know how to play the violin.
Oh, well, I don't know how to play a violin
So
either.
I can just pluck it.
Well, here, go ahead. Everybody listen.
Well, did you make a bow?
You know, one thing that gets me about that, maybe you want to, like, if you can pass that around. Because one thing that I noticed is that when you hold it and pluck the string, you can feel it vibrating. And I think that is a result of the wood. You know what old growth wood is? When they build a house now and they have lumber, yeah. When they build a house now and they use lumber, where does that wood come from?
Trees.
Trees that were planted
In the soil.
how long ago?
A long time. What is actually a tree a long time ago?
How many years?
Yeah, definitely. 100.
Oh my goodness.
80.
30.
Who's your
Just wanna take some
botany?
photos.
Botany.
Just keep it wide and hold it.
Okay, well, wait a second,
Hurry up,
right?
hurry up, I can take some pictures there. Let's
The
photos.
trees that houses are built out of are only maybe 10, 12 years old. Do you know that there are some people, there's a show that, it's called Swamp Loggers. Maybe we'll talk about that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice break, Mr. Ryan.
You too, Skylar.